Right now on Full Custom Garage, Master Metalman Ian Rousell continues the transformation of a 1955 Oldsmobile.
I gotta finish this thing. It's looking good, but we're not out of the woods yet.
And Ian's client has his doubts.
I'm really anxious. He's got some good ideas, but I know that you just keep throwing dollars at these things.
Bill's looking at buying a replacement, but I ain't gonna let that happen. I got plans.
And later, the workload doesn't get any easier as Ian takes on a Henry J. Chop Top.
I thought this chop was gonna be a walk in the park. I told the client it was gonna be like the VW Bug I made for him, and that was easy. Oops. I don't know what I signed up for with this project. I thought I was just pulling it out of the ditch to ship it down the road. I'm in deep. I ended up chopping the roof 3 inches, and I sunk the windshield into the cowl, so I needed to make a tray to support it. I tilted the rear glass forward and sunk the edges into the body. I needed to make that happen, but then I decided it'd be even better if I made it a 2-door. Finished up the bodywork, got it ready for paint, and we decided something mellow, yellow and white 2-tone paint job. And that's when Bill decided he wants to keep it.
The car's turning out. I'm starting to fall in love with this stupid car. The idea was to move it. Well, I don't like to move it now.
I gotta finish this thing. It's looking good, and we're almost there. This is my custom bed sheet, window gasket, insulation, vibration dampener trick. Very specialized. This whole window is gonna be suspended in a big rubber goo, big silicone blob. The original window rubber won't fit, so I'm pretty much just hanging it on tape right now. Then I'm gonna set shims, little rubber shims in it, so that the glass is positioned. Then I'm gonna glue all the way around both sides of it. That way the glass is never actually touching the metal, it's just suspended in a big silicone frame. The last bit of fitment is the stainless steel that goes around the glass. This car's roof line is modified drastically through the glass area. I'm having to make special clips to hold it in place, trim the molding down, and refit it. It's a different shape than it was from the factory, so it's taken some time. Somebody who knows what a chopped car should look like is gonna pay attention to all these window moldings. Having them fit right, it's a big deal. It's what's gonna sell the car. Using the original glass, the original window trim, and making it look like it's a factory thing, it just enhances my work. It makes it look stock. That's the tricky thing. Once I got the glass in, I put on the white walls we got from Coker, and it really set it off. This car just needs something to put it over the top. I called my friend Scratch in. He's the best pinstriper I know. I think he's just gonna finish this car to perfection.
You know what? When I first saw the Oldsmobile, I'm walking up the hill to the shop, and the Oldsmobile's sitting there in the middle of the shop space, and it just kind of brings me back. It's very nostalgic for me. I like that they hadn't changed the grill or anything just yet, and then they chopped the roof, so it already it has that look of it's kind of fast, but it's elegant. Don't mess with me.
Scratch really likes Oldsmobiles and traditional customs. I knew he'd be perfect to pinstripe this thing, but Bill was a little skeptical.
What's your thoughts? I'm thinking kind of conservative, probably by your standards.
Well, I'm super conservative. I know that's hard to believe.
It is.
It's actually really hard to believe, but it's this guy over here.
He's the wild man.
Ian introduced me to Bill, and we're gonna do just a mild striping job on it today, and he's gonna let me loose on it. So I'm gonna tell him kind of what I want to do and see what his idea is, but hopefully he'll just give me the okay to do whatever I want, because it always turns out way better if I can just do what I want. Let the artist be the artist, let the customer like it. I figure we just do a piece here, a really nice piece, and then just a couple of small pieces on top of the headlights, the tail lights, and then in the trunk.
Scratch just explained what he had in mind, and Bill was totally on board. I tried pinstriping a couple times, and I know it's not for me. takes a real steady hand. You gotta be thinking 10 steps ahead of what you're doing. And I think it's best to just leave it to the pros.
It's one of my favorite cars, and I always enjoy striping an Oldsmobile or helping somebody with their Oldsmobile.
The pinstriping is like the final touches, you know? Your gal might put on jewelry or a fancy necklace. The pinstriping is just the last bit.
No, a lot of people don't know this, but pinstriping actually was an art form that was made up to cover up bad bodywork. So striping is always in the same places: in the front of the hood, in the middle of the deck lid. And that's where the emblems and stuff had been shaved off. And then over the headlights and over the taillights, because that's where they would French the headlights or French the taillights. But later on, custom bodywork was taking so long. People would have their cars at their shops for so long that they're like, let's just get a stock car, lower it, and do a panel paint job on it. Like, has a stock original paint around it, we'll just tape it all off and spray another color, or we'll tape it all off and just do striping around it. And that's basically what we're doing. What I want to do is I always start off with a teardrop in the middle, but I want to incorporate a rocket or a rocket theme or simulate a rocket, because it is a rocket car, an Oldsmobile rocket. So when we're done, you're going to stand back and go, oh, look, there's kind of a little bit of rocket there. Here's the fins. I always start in the middle and then build my way out. That's been my rule of thumb since I first started striping. I always start in the middle and build my way out. And I'll take a step back and look at the car to see if that's enough striping, or if it's too much, or it needs more, another color, and then sometimes the customer will chime in.
I really like the pinstriping. It's subtle, but it came out great.
I am pretty proud of this job. When I got done with the striping today, I really like it. You just step back and look at it, and everything has a really nice feel to it, and it accents the proper pieces. You know, I had it wrap around the bezels, the taillight and headlight bezels, and then the front piece is really nice and elegant, and the back piece is not too much. It's just subtle. It's just a small piece in the middle, and I think it looks good.
Scratch's work was perfect. It was a no-brainer. Bill was stoked, but we're not out of the woods yet. The paint on this car looks great. All the little details are attended to, but it don't go nowhere. The engine has yet to run. Bill's saying it'll go. We just gotta see it.
All right, just give it a kick and I'll do the throttle.
The engine runs. It's got oil pressure. There's no weird clunking noises. That's a good sign. But it's just not acting right. There's something going on with the fuel delivery.
Ready?
Yeah.
She's coming apart, sir. I think it's a vacuum leak. Bill is talking about carburetor change or something, but it's definitely not right. I think old cars. I think I gotta take this down to my shop. Working out here at Bill's barn can only go so far. I gotta take this thing back to the lab, put the secret sauce in it, and make it go.
The car is coming together with every little detail. I'm really anxious. He's got some good ideas, but I know that you just keep throwing dollars at these things, and I've done enough, and it's a money pit.
All right, so mechanical stuff. Here we go. I got the radiator out. Bill's gonna get that thing boiled. There's a bunch of mud in there. Once I got this thing back to my shop, as usual, my intuition was 100% correct. Vacuum leak, big time. Somebody messed around with this carburetor. It's a mismatched base plate, so I'm gonna have to build some kind of an adapter. This is completely wrong. This was for a different carburetor or something, because there's no point in which this surface meets this surface all the way around. This little dips around the screws, that's your vacuum seal right there. And nowhere on this adapter do those two line up. So you're relying on a paper gasket. That's why there's a vacuum leak. I wasn't able to find a spacer that was 3/4 inch thick, at least not in the price range I wanted to spend. So I went up to Bill's, he wasn't around. I snuck into his backyard and found this piece of 3/8 plate. So 3/8 times 2 is 3/4, that's 6/8. Making a spacer for this carb out of some aluminum plate, I've done it before and it's always worked. Why not this time? So I'll just make 2 spacers and we'll use 3 gaskets. 1 on the manifold, 1 between the spacers, and 1 on the carb. This idea of making a carburetor adapter is a simple, cut it out, finish it, and assemble it. It's not rocket science, I could pull this off. Four hole saw holes, and that's what you get. Pretty cool. The whole deal with what I do is one of a kind. Nobody else has got this. Even though it's a simple carburetor spacer, that's the cool factor. So another issue that came up, you don't really consider it when you're just dealing with cars, but this was a 4-door. So we get the whole thing together and get ready to get in the back seat. It's a fixed back seat. Every 2-door either has a split bench or a full folding bench. So this isn't going to be okay, because otherwise it's a 2-seater. You can't get in the back. You always run into walls on a project like this. 2-door to 4-door conversion's pretty straightforward. The last thing you're thinking about is whether the seat's going to fold forward. Bill's looking at buying a replacement, but I ain't going to let that happen. I got plans. I'm going to pull this seat out and see if we can't make this one pivot. So hopefully I can make this bench just fold forward. These seats look horrible, but I'm not worried about that. My friend Jack's a great upholsterer. He'll handle it. I just got to make them hinge. You can see how it's bolted together here. I'm hoping I can detach the back from it and put a pivot in there. I got a couple gate hinges. I can make this thing happen. 2 gate hinges in a dream. Money. So the whole seat back thing, my solve is a pair of these commercial door hinges I found at the local supply. So pretty much where the old bolts came through, just slip that in. I'm gonna weld all the way around so it'll be as strong as the old seat frame. It's a folding seat. Easy. Yeah, you won't need to fold it more than that to get into the back. So you can see here how this C-shape indexes, so that'll make it very strong. See, it closes right back on its original holder. And I'm thinking if we take the old retaining nut and put it in here, it'll thread in and out, and it'll adjust the pitch of the seat back. All right. A lot of parts in a car. Even though we had a big pile to start with, we're still missing door panels, fasteners, all kinds of trim stuff. I made a bunch of interior panels out of masonite. I'm gonna follow that through with the kick panels, bring them to the upholsterer. The interior panels, this used to be the inside of the door, but now nothing that used to fit the door will fit here. I'm gonna take some 1/4 inch masonite and just make up a blank shape that'll represent a door panel or an interior panel at this point. That looks pretty darn dang hot doggity good. Right at the edge, it's as much as we can get out of it. So I'm not sure exactly how the top fits, but I'll just get this trimmed up flush. This metal trim used to be the inside of the rear door. So I'm hoping that I can use this, because it looks cool, it'll be paintable. I'm hoping that I can just trim this back and use it to retain the door panel. And it's kind of close to what we need. angry little machine. Bill stopped by. I showed him the whole deal with the carburetor. He's stoked. There was a vacuum leak. There was a vacuum leak. I figured it out.
So you put two to give you the...
And I got the gasket, and voila.
One of the nicest things about Ian, he always goes to my scrap pile to look for stuff, and that's pretty cool.
I notched them in there.
That's way cool.
Yeah, made it super simple. The back detaches.
So it's just gonna all fold forward.
Just like every other car in the world.
We're saving money because we didn't have to buy a seat, so I'm all in.
I showed him what I'm doing with the interior. It's all in-house. All I'm gonna do is ship this car to the upholsterer, and it's a done deal. So that's what's happening.
Very good progress.
Once Bill left, I just needed to install the carb and see if I could get it running. All right, so put those there, put those there. So instead of one gasket, we're using 3. Starting to get nervous. Dropping a little piece of shoe leather on top. Number 3, it's like a stack of pancakes. It's awesome. Oh. Voila. All I gotta do right now is put in the radiator, fill it with fuel and with water. Yeah, it's pretty much ready to start as soon as it's got fluids in it. That's a little bit better. Let's feed the pig. Sometimes the old guys know what they're talking about. Bill had a hunch that this was a good running engine. Sure enough, man, it sounds tight. Really good. The whole problem was that vacuum leak. You can hear how it's like hands off, it idles. It's totally good. Started right up. Just had to bleed the brakes and it's time to run it. Car drives good. I'm stoked. The steering's tight. The brakes work great. I like it just like it is. Bill was right. The thing runs great. Cruise is nice. Everything seems like it's legit. I just got to get the seats off to upholstery and this thing's wrapped. I just came down here to the valley, my old stomping grounds. Came to see Jack, the upholsterer. He's done a bunch of work for me in the past, and these Oldsmobile seats should be a no-brainer. I've been friends with Jack for over a decade. I found out about him word of mouth. He's the old school dude. He's been there, he's done it. He's worked for Barris, a lot of the SoCal custom shops that were around in the 50s and 60s. It's really a no-brainer. All the upholstery goes to Jack because he's the man.
I worked for Barris for 5 years in North Hollywood over here, and we were always doing something creative, you know. 'Cause he comes up with some wild stuff. He's a lot like Ian, you know.
So I was thinking like just gray, maybe some stitched things, make it look kind of like that.
Like these?
Yeah.
All the way across.
You know, it's like a 1955 styled car.
Sure.
Nothing fancy, it's chop top, but nothing too crazy, so I just want to keep it mellow. I'll tell you what, you spent a lot more time around cars of this era than me, so I think I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Well, that's because I'm old.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
an old guy. So.
You were there. I totally trust Jack on his design. He's been around since this car was built. I mean, he knows what's up.
Back then, the cars had character. You know, you could see a car go, you'd know what it was immediately. Today, they look like jelly beans. They're all round, and they're just different colors. They don't have the personality like the cars in the 50s and 60s had. Not even close.
All right, well, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Give me a call whenever you're ready, and I'll have the boss sign you a check.
All right.
How's that sound? Just tell me what you want. I'm on the last leg of finish work with Bill's Oldsmobile. After seeing this car come complete, chop top, the whole deal, it got me spiced up to start another one. The big fabrication tricks, they're the starting block of any custom project. The Oldsmobile's really tedious at this point. My favorite part's the beginning, so I'm starting on another one. I built a VW Bug for some clients up in Canada. They brought me down a Henry J. Pretty cool car. They want me to chop the top and do a bunch of other work to it. Everybody calls this car a Henry J. The VIN tag says Kaiser Fraser Corp. Apparently that's the manufacturer. I've also heard people refer to this car as a Sears Allstate because it doesn't have a trunk. I guess these were sold through the Sears catalog as an Allstate. So I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna chop the top. Mark gave me a wish list on what he wanted to do to the car, and he's not in a rush. So that gave me some time to really figure out how I wanted to chop it and go forward with the build. The thing that thrilled me about the car was it looks like a cartoon. I mean, it's got all these wild lines on it already, so there's really not much left to customize. First step is to just take everything I'm not gonna be working on off. This car is just pinned together. It's got a full custom chassis under it already, so I'm taking off the hood, the fenders, just get everything out of the way, because all I'm concerned with is the roof pillars. I love the way this car disassembles. Everything unbolts. It really just unbolts to this bare body shell. It makes it way easier to work on. The whole concept here is just try to simplify it. The less cutting, the mo better. My client, Mark, he's a helicopter mechanic. He's like high-end, in-demand guy. They've got him on duty in Afghanistan. Hey man, how's it going? Long time no see.
Hey Ian, it's been a while there, Ian. Over here in the sandbox again playing.
That's a crazy lifestyle, man. He's like locked up in a bunker somewhere repairing helicopters. He's dreaming about this car, and I think he's getting cabin fever. Getting ready to start on your car finally. It's been sitting on hold here for a while, but the chop top, I'm ready to roll on it, you know?
You got free reign on this car, buddy. It's all yours. Whatever you decide to do. I want you to go radical on it, just like the Bug, because the vibe on the Bug is awesome. I want the same vibe on the Henry J. It's a true Ian Rousell original, just like the Bug.
Mark is looking for something really radical, and I don't think it's a bad idea, you know, on the whole. So we're just gonna have to see what develops. I'm feeling it out. All right, nothing new about this whole structural deal. It's just a typical scenario. You gotta brace up all the door openings, put a couple cross braces. I threw some straight legs down to the chassis, so everything's braced up. This is a bare shell, it's super light, there's no engine, nothing mechanical's hooked up, so it's really just about getting this steel shell squared up and braced strong enough to cut the roof off. The whole idea of this chop for me is simplicity. I'm trying to work through it relatively quickly. I don't want to cut the roof open, bottom line. So you can see this window right now. I mean, with the rubber and everything else, it's probably a 16-inch window. So if you were to take a third out of 16 inches, I mean, 5 times 3 is 15. So a third out of it would be a little over 5 inches. So you could see a 4-inch chop. You know, there's a 2/3, 1/3 ratio thing going on. 3 inches is still pretty mellow. Either way, I'm making a bunch of marks on this thing every inch. I'm gonna cut it 2 inches, and then I got these marks. I may even go to 4. I might even go to 5 inches. So the whole roof is gonna follow the A-pillar down. It's gonna follow the angle of the A-pillar down. So that's gonna make this B-pillar slant forward. You see him do it on Mercs, shoeboxes. I did it on a Volkswagen. Since this angle isn't really predictable because of what I'm gonna do with the rear, I'm just gonna cut this out. I'm just gonna cut this right through in these corners because this guy is gonna lean and we're gonna have to put in some little pie cuts in here. My whole game plan with this chop is retaining my favorite part of the car, and that's from the B-pillar back. The whole rear window section, I'm trying not to modify it. Now, this is the cool part. I've seen some other fastbacks done like this, and I think it really just makes the car way more radical looking. In the C-pillar, I'm just gonna cut this out of the way completely, because what's gonna happen is this is where the fender mounts up to this edge right here. So I'm gonna cut it just above where the fender mounts. My concept from the start is to cut the A-pillars and slide the whole roof forward and lower. By doing this, I won't have to widen the rear of the car. I'm actually gonna cut the whole back of the car off. Because this shape is so cool, I don't want to mess with it. I want to retain this, and then I'll create these little edges that flow into the rear fenders. Yeah, so the whole rear of the car is disconnected. I'm gonna chop the windshield posts and then pull out the B-pillars. All right, just put in a couple temporary braces, that way I can cut this B-pillar, snap this off, and the roof should drop down. It's all cut apart. I almost feel like the rear's got to come down a bit. It's too much. To go from 3-inch in the windshield pillars to 0 on the back, it looks a little too humpback to me. I don't like it. Turns out I'm gonna have to cut the rear of the roof. There's just no way to make it look convincing without taking the proper steps. I kind of want to talk to Mark about it. I give him periodic updates almost daily when I'm working hard, and I really just need him to know what's going on. Well, I emailed you those pictures. You saw them of it all mocked up, right?
I did. It's looking good, man.
I'm trying to talk back and forth with Mark, get a little direction maybe, but he's just up in the air. He wants to see me do my thing, so no matter what I discuss with him, it's always, do your thing, Ian. At first, I really wanted to go radical with this car. It's such a crazy looking machine, but as I got into it, I realized it's all function. The chassis is already pro street. This thing is a race car for the street. I'm not looking to make this radical custom that's undrivable. This thing is all business, it's got to perform. The whole deal with this build is Mark, my client, signed up for my work. In the end, I got to figure out what I like. That's a pretty good job. I'm into it. I got the A-pillars all finished off. I'm committing to this chop. That's the height of the roof. I just ground them out and sanded them. I was hoping to not cut this roof. I just wanted to see how this side glass was going to fit in. The roof is actually tapered towards the rear, so what happens is the glass obviously can't flex. If I put a straight board here, you'll see it hits the front, but the back is out. The glass isn't going to be able to fit properly. It's going to cause this rubber trim to pop back out. I wasn't looking forward to cutting this roof and making it wider, but I think I'm gonna have to. I started looking at it and I found that this drip rail was actually tapered. So I think I can use this to my advantage. It looks like the drip rail is straight all the way through the door, and then right at the B-pillar, it starts to taper in. So if I was to attach the B-pillar, trim it, and pull the rear of the roof out, it'll go straight right back through. It'd be easier to cut the drip rail off, but by leaving that, people are gonna think it's a stock part, and then they're gonna start wondering. So that's what I gotta do, cut the whole roof, lengthwise, back to front. I thought this chop was gonna be a walk in the park. I told the client it was gonna be like the VW Bug I made for him, and that was easy. Oops. I just wanna pin these B-pillars in place first before I do any cutting. That way, nothing shifts from the door opening forward. So the angle cuts look pretty good. I can definitely commit to that. The only issue being now I just have to shorten the pillar. So this guy comes out fairly evenly. And this guy matches up pretty good down here. It's not a really radical change in the shape of the window, which makes this fit up pretty simple. But still gotta shorten it. So the next step is to cut this corner and move it over. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna work out, so I'm gonna keep my line a little bit low. Ideally, this is gonna blend right in with a piece of sheet metal. The most important thing to me is getting this drip edge over to the fender. So I'm just gonna cut up to the B-pillar. I'll probably do a little relief cut on the inside and see if I can just twist it a little, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to go all the way to the front. This is the thing I'm unfamiliar with. I'm just feeling it out. I'm gonna make a relief cut on the inside of the structure and then just zip the sheet metal open and see when it moves. This is really delicate because in pulling this panel out, it could buckle the drip rail, and I'm really trying to make it look right. That's the hard part. It's gonna work. I don't even have to cut ahead of the B-pillar. I just put a trim on the back side of that structure, and this guy will pull right over. I really lucked out. Made a couple cuts, I pulled the thing, and it snapped into place like it was meant to be. Yep, that's why I get paid the big money. Pretty cool. The thing is, it looks easy because I just cut it, but I've cut a lot of cars. I know how these panels flex, and that's why I made this decision. I'm just gonna weld it on there now, like I meant to do it that way. You could have cut this car anywhere. The reason I cut it where I did is because I know what I'm doing. So, see, I gotta fill that all the way through. It's gonna take a while, but I can handle it. The sides are mirror images of each other, so I'm gonna transfer this measurement, cut the same thing, like butter, make it happen. The plan for the rear of the car is to delete the taillights. Client wants to put in a custom set of Cadillac taillights in the fins, so the whole issue is the transition from there to here. My mission here is to just smooth out the entire rear end of the car, just make it look like it's futuristic, you know, Batmobile stuff. Deleting these taillights is really a major style change in the whole back of the car. It was Mark's idea for these new taillights, and I think it's a cool choice. The biggest repair panel in this whole project is around where the old taillights used to go. There's not a huge dimensional change between the roof and the fenders, but cutting out this taillight is a big hole. The rear panels on this are working out perfect. My idea to just wrap these flat sheets around all the curvature has worked out fine. The big challenge is getting these corners of the roof put in. The pie cuts are the biggest opportunity for disaster. If you overheat the metal, it's gonna warp on you. And with a curved roof like this, it's a big surface area and it could get messy real quick. The whole process here is fit up the panels really well so the gap you're welding up is even all the way around, and just repeat. Repeat panel after panel, taking my time. This whole process is really tedious, but it's the end result that makes you feel good. All right, well, that's pretty much the story. From here on out, it's just weld, hammer, grind, sand. Now that this thing is all tacked up, it's really about finish welding all the seams. Get all the levels proper, sand it out. I want to get the doors on and take a look at it as a complete car. The roof looks great. The final step is putting the doors on so it looks like a car. I got to cut this framework out of there and just put it together. From the start, the structure I put in never allowed me to have the doors in the proper position. So I'm stoked to get all this stuff cut back out and put the doors on for a final fit. That's the look. I've chopped a lot of cars, and this rear portion has been probably the most challenging out of all the chops I've done. It's such a big, graceful, sloping back end. There's a lot of welding. I pulled it off. I'm stoked. This car is way cool. I'm really happy we cut it as much as we did. I went back and forth with Mark a few times, but in the end, I think we nailed it. This is a great looking car. I sent Mark the photos of it, and he was stoked. Good call, Ian.
Oh, I love the way it looked. I mean, the pictures you sent me were awesome. I mean, it suits the car. It's like the Bug, which is what I wanted, and it's going to be one radical ride. Looking forward to seeing it and you and maybe some of your other little projects you're working on there.
Always got something.
That's right.
Cool, man. Take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.
You too, bud.
Right on. The Henry J is looking good. This part of the project is a success. I got to get back on the Olds. The seats are ready. I'm sure they look good. Just going to talk to Jack and wrap this thing up. Sweet. So you did the little deluxe version too.
Yeah, well, this is like the...
That's cool. Yeah, let me grab
these out of here.
I'll grab them outside and set them up. Get a look. Jack knows this car inside and out. He's been around it. He did the seats, the rear panel, the front kick panels, all the door panels, the little trim pieces, etc. He used the same material. It was his design. It looks great. Take us to the drive-in movie theater, Jeeves. Well, I'll tell you what, it's better than I expected.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every time, it's freaking great. That's why I keep coming back. Just gonna bolt these seats in, finish up the carpet, give it to Bill. Hey. Come on. You're not the center of attention. This is my show.
I thought the seats and the interior came out great, and it was a big, big improvement. He did a great job. I love the dark gray piping that he did.
Bill loves this car. He's ready to go to the drive-in movie theater. I think his wife is getting dolled up right now. Pretty classy, huh?
Very classy. Well, like always, Ian, it really looks nice. Nice job.
Thank you, sir. Glad you like it.
Nice job. You've carried this project clear to the end.
Yeah. The people who see this car finished on the street, they'll look at it, they'll dig it. But once you understand where it came from, that's the wow. That's the wow factor. This car was a mess.
You know, with Ian, every time I get him on board, none of these projects are simple. This was a huge, big undertaking. This thing was really rough, and he did a marvelous job on it. Just take a look at it. He really walked the last mile on it. He did the paint work, the body work. He did it all.
At the end of the day, 2 more projects down, 2 happy customers. That's just how I roll.
Right now on Full Custom Garage, Master Metalman Ian Rousell transforms the inside of a 1949 milk truck.
The whole concept with the interior of this is like pirate ship. I've been thinking about that for a while. I want it to be my dream shop truck.
But a simple shop truck isn't enough. Ian's got to take it all the way.
It's going to be modular. I want it to be able to convert from work truck to camper pretty easily.
So Ian rounds up a crew of mercenaries to help get the job done.
I hate being the brains of the outfit.
The goal here is finished interior. And it's like, who knows what could happen. Oops. There's always a problem. You know, the best laid plans, there's a statement about that. This is a 1949 International Harvester. It's a Metro van. It's pretty rare. This is a shorty model, so it makes it very desirable. These are big commercial trucks, so I say shorty because this is the shortest wheelbase available. I got this van because I want it to be my dream shop truck. This is like perfect. It's enclosed, it's a van, it's heavy duty, and there's tons of room inside. The whole thing about vans for me is the interior. It's all about what's going on inside. The truck's in primer right now, and I'm cool with that, but the interior's horrible. I love the way that this thing was set up from the factory. It's got this cool seat that tilts forward. I redid the bracketry on that, so you kind of just get in like milk truck style. I made all new steering column, foot pedal controls. The whole interior has been revamped. It's nothing like it was because it's so low now. I've done a whole ton of work on this van, but for any cool custom van, it's all about the interior. And if you want to have a party in here, this stuff ain't gonna fly. I gotta fix it. The thing I like most about this, it's just funky. You don't see them. I've had VW buses since I was 15. I've always loved them, and this is like a big brother to a VW bus. It's like the next bigger size. It's able to tow. It has a good V6 engine with a manual transmission. It's the same idea as a VW bus, but rarer and cooler. My whole concept with this is like a dual-purpose vehicle. During the week, it's a work truck, and on the weekends, it's a play vehicle. I want it to be able to convert from work truck to camper pretty easily. I got a couple ideas for this van. Getting started on the interior, I'm gonna go to this van show and just see what's happening. The van scene is kind of like a 1970s time capsule, right? It's like everybody's playing dress up. You got your bitchin' vans in a row. I mean, this is what's happening. My friend Don came along to this show. He's been into vans since it was happening in the 70s. I like vans because they're really focused on the interior. Sure, they got cool look on the outside, mag wheels, whatever, but it's all about what's going on inside the box. The wild thing about vans is it's just like ultimate self-expression. You can go in any direction. You see theme vans, fantasy vans, just anything goes. seeing the van show was really cool, and it just got me inspired to get mine finished. Just to kick off the project, I really want to see the finished color somewhere on the vehicle. I've been looking at rust for way too long. I'm going to bring in my friend Bob. He's a painter. I want him to just do the dashboard. Just give me some inspiration, Bob. Hey, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm having a hard time with the sander. Good thing you showed up.
That's what I'm here for.
Bob Gore is a fan of mine. He saw the first DVD we produced. It's going on 10 years, I think. It's been a while since we did that, and Bob has been on board ever since. He's come out a bunch of times to help me with my different projects, and here he comes one more time.
Ian's working on a project and he could use my help. He said he could use my help, and so I thought he'd come out and work with him again. Every time I get the opportunity, I'd love to come out.
The main reason I call on Bob to paint stuff is because he's stoked. He's like gung-ho, he loves the projects I work on, and that's a huge asset. Instead of just dropping it off somewhere where somebody's ho-hum about the project, the dude comes across the country and nails it. That's commendable. I got this thing I'm trying to finish. I picked this thing up almost 2 years ago, and you remember my silver shop truck?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I want to paint this silver, because this is my shop truck. This is the '88 GMC pickup.
Really?
I took the whole frame out from under it, so it's got the motor, transmission, front and rear axle, and I just put this body on it. So you know how reliable that truck was.
Yeah.
That thing was unstoppable, so I wanted to reuse it. So that's really what this is in essence. The only thing that's left from the original sheet metal is this nose section, the roof, and some portions of the body.
The way Ian had described it to me was nowhere near what I didn't expect to see what I saw.
This rear bumper is the front bumper from a F-150 Ford pickup. I made the license plate flip up, and then you have your trailer hitch hidden in there. So if you're gonna tow a trailer, it just goes in. The whole idea with this van is it's a keeper. I'm to the point in the project where it's all about cosmetics.
Is it gonna be the same color as the outside?
I think the whole thing's gonna be silver all the way through.
There's so much more body work that needs to be done to it. Instead of me painting the outside of the vehicle, he needed me to do some work on the interior.
So really, I'm working on fabricating this whole back end. I got a lot of framework and stuff to do, and you can see how crappy this looks. It's got this bitchin' glove box where you can keep all kinds of stuff up here.
Yeah.
But I just want to get rid of the rust. You know, it's all flaking off. So I just want to sand out pretty much from here down, just the whole front cab. Just got to get it base coated so it doesn't look like a haunted house in here. This was in a blueberry bush way up north, and somebody was living in this thing for years. See that hole under there?
Yeah.
There was a wood-burning stove on the dashboard. That's why the windows are cracked from the heat. And there was a chimney. Look, you see the hole going right through? There was a chimney that went out the top. It had signage on it that said like Andy's Place or something.
Yeah.
See, all the windows were painted black, so some kind of hippie was living in this thing, and I needed to have it. Some ghosts or something.
Definitely got some patinas.
Yeah, right, and I'm not going for that. So I think I'll get in here and pull the gauges and the switches out. That way I'll get the steering wheel off and you'll be good to go. So I'll just get all this crap out of your way. This is even the front seat from the pickup truck. Reused the whole thing. I gave Bob a little wish list, told him what I was looking for, and just go to work. He knows what he's doing. I guess he's gonna sand out everything, primer it, and paint it.
Normally, it would have been media blasted. It had so much patina on it from back in the day that he actually felt that it was a little too far gone to go to that extreme. So what we did was we just sanded it down and got it as ready for paint as best we could. And it still came out really good.
Spray it up. It'll be the same color as the exterior, that cool metallic silver. I really flip-flopped on color choices for this thing for a while, but I was looking through an Eastwood catalog and they had this silver metallic, and it just looked right. Ultimately, the whole van is gonna be this cool silver metallic color. Right now, Bob's just gonna primer it and then wait about an hour, I guess, and go right into the color and clear coat. This truck looks like a giant toaster, so I wanna paint it silver. The Metal flake goes with the whole 70s van vibe, custom stuff. I just mellowed it out a little bit. I didn't go for the heavy flake, I just went for a metallic, but this color's cool.
As I laid it out, I could tell it was spraying really good. It covered nicely. I thought it was really good, but the most important thing was Ian was really happy with it.
This looks totally clean, man. I'm stoked. It's way better than it was.
All right, well, thanks, man. It means a lot.
Bob's paint looks great. I just needed a no-brainer, somebody come in and nail it, and that's what he did. There's a lot of fabrication to be done on the interior, a lot of wood and upholstery, so I needed to just get the dashboard painted and move on to this more challenging stuff. This van being dual purpose, I want to build a deck across the whole rear of it, so it's like a platform bed. It's going to be made out of angle iron, I think 2-inch. The whole thing is it's got to be strong and it's got to fold up. This is the start of the rear deck. The whole idea is these panels are going to fold up and become the walls of the van when you're in work mode. And then if you go camping or whatever, this is actually a big mat. It's a big bed you could sleep on. I'm going to work on fabbing up the structure out of angle iron. I came up with some material that could act as hinges, so Bob's gonna build the hinges and I'm gonna build a frame. This is a really simple barrel hinge design. It's just a solid shaft that fits inside of a collar. Bob's just cutting a bunch of blank pieces and making sure they pivot right.
Since we're fabricators and body men, we don't like to go to the store and buy hinges when we can make them.
So I thought we'd need 8, but 6 seems to do it. I just welded them right onto the interior structure, so once we cut this in half, the 2 sides will flip right open. I built one big square frame. My plan of attack was to just build it, cut it in half, and it should hinge. Turns out the van isn't square. Surprise, surprise. There's always a problem. You know, the best laid plans, there's a statement about that. Typical stuff. Oops, the van wall is angled in, and I had to go a little backwards. What do you think, dude? It's gonna be your nest. By angling the rear of this bed frame, it actually gives you way more room to sit in the back door, and it looks cool.
His work is always an inspiration to me, and that's why I love working with him and being involved with his projects, because you can never get bored being around Ian.
Let's just fit out the panels. We'll cut some wood pieces and we'll fit up the walls, and that's pretty much it for today. The next step is to sheathe this thing in plywood. It's all gonna be covered, it's just gotta be strong, nothing fancy. It was really cool to see this platform there, actually constructed. I've been thinking about this for weeks, and it turns out it works great. It hinges perfect, and it's super strong. I need some material for the walls. They're gonna be upholstered. I had a couple acrylic sheets, plexiglass. It'll work perfect. You could use pretty much anything. It's gonna be covered with vinyl in the end. I just cut it to fit and put a couple screws in it. What do you think, man? You need a couple bean bags, a few bongos.
Cooler full of ice cold beverages.
I really thought about how this was gonna work, and I decided by butting this frame up against the door jambs. When I lifted them up, they were gonna clip into place, and it worked. Every one of my projects involves a lot of just winging it. Standing back looking at this, I'm really stoked with the little V shape in the rear, the seating area. It looks great. This is just the first step. The goal here is finished interior. This is gonna be a real challenge.
I'm really enthused about getting to work on it, and I'm really glad he did this project, you know, for himself. You know, it's something really, really nice.
I got a few different concepts for the interior of this van, and I'm thinking fancy pirate ship. Something really deluxe, kind of boat feeling. My buddy Jack's an upholsterer. I've worked with him on a bunch of projects, and I'm gonna go to him for some advice.
This will be one color though, huh?
I think
Are you
so.
gonna make this?
Unless you do the piping with a nice...
Yeah, we'll do it. We can do that in a lighter color, or like you said, silver maybe?
The truck is silver, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. Surprise me. How about that? I'm open for whatever.
This, you can run the seat belts.
No seat belts, no safety. It's 1949.
Oh, you don't need them.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you don't want that there. That's ugly. Yeah, I'll have it done.
Perfect. Thank you,
I'll
sir.
have it done by dinner.
Perfect. I'm a resourceful guy, so my plan with Jack was to just have him give me a shopping list. I was gonna go out and get all the stuff he needed. I need to buy like 20 yards of vinyl, 10 yards of carpet, a bucket of spray glue, interior panels, the whole 9 yards. So if you got the spot, let's take a ride.
Well, we'll go up there and I'll show you what they have.
He's got the skinny on the cheapest fabric in town. So we went to this place here in the valley. It's awesome. They've got all kinds of foam, every type of fabric. It's like full industrial supply house. They got everything. I walked into that place and I didn't know where to start. I mean, I was charged up. It's like, this is men's shopping at its finest. Oh yeah, that's like headliner
material. All different colors.
Maybe I should just do it in this. Jack showed me around all the different samples of vinyl they have. They got a million different foams. So he just kind of directed me to the least possible expense and the best quality for the money. This is pretty much how I roll. Show me to the dismembered packages. I want the interior of this van to be dim, kind of like a cozy bar you might want to spend some time at. I'm thinking like oxblood, dark, red, burgundy, something like that. But I love contrast, so I want like a light tone to offset it. I found exactly what I needed. I just got to get back to the shop, finish up the walls, and get on to the final upholstery. So all I did on this was just went through just as efficiently as possible. I put in gussets on every join. I put in a couple extra braces, and I added these few tabs. If you could see, it the way it's sitting. I only wanted to have one post in the middle, right over the airbag arch, but that lets the whole thing flop around pretty bad. I made a removable brace that supports the floor. It just pops out, and when you close it, it adds extra support. I gotta clean all this stuff up, get the rust off. It's recycled material, but I just made this little brace that actually clips into the back of that bed. I did a front one and a back one. You can see how it's gonna go. All you do is set it in little clips. Just pop it in the shape. So that's really tight fit, but I think once I sand it and stretch it out and bounce it a few times, it'll get better. Dirty surfboard. It shows you I need to go surfing. Look at how dirty that is. I don't remember the last time I went. But now that I got my van, I'll be able to go. So the whole idea is you got your bed there, and then all that free space under the bed to scratch your surfboard on. How's that sound? That sounds great. Wow. These damn novice surfers, they don't even know how to put their board in the truck without scratching it. It's all right, now that I got my van, I'm gonna be a local. Before I get started on finishing this thing, I'm gonna put all the wiring in. That way it's hidden, clean, out of the way. Got this bitchin' wiring assembly from Painless. Apparently it's everything I need. Pretty Simple. They tell you right on the wires what they do. The whole idea with this is they're going to be hidden under the carpet. I don't want them outside underneath, and you'll never have to mess with this. This is all brand new, so you can see everything is pretty straight ahead. This guy's going to go up where the old one was. And the engine stuff will turn around and go right through the firewall, and then the interior wires will come around, go up to the dash, and then come back to the taillights. These are simple trailer lights. They look pretty ugly when you see them on trailers, but I made this whole surround and kind of Frenched them in, so it gives it a whole new look. In the end, you just get this cool round tail lamp. That's all you see. They look kind of old school, you know? Whew, that was the easiest wiring job I've ever done. This interior thing is something that I'm really looking to have more experience with. I've done a bunch of stuff, and each time it gets more complex. The hardest part for this van to me is going to be the rear quarters. The whole thing will lay out pretty easily. It's the corners that are going to be such a problem area. It's a really hard shape to make out of flat sheets of material. So to me, that's like the pride of this whole interior, is creating these corner panels. Jack explained a couple ideas on how he would have done this. And I guess he takes a series of paper slats and creates this shape and glues them all together. I don't have any paper, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing out of metal. We'll see how it works out. Trying to take a flat sheet and make a dome out of it is really hard. It could be done with metal, you know, it's just gonna take time. This idea of layering these pieces, you are overlapping them, kind of like a lobster tail, or if you see like a metal glove in like a knight in shining armor, the way his fingers actuate. Same concept, it's just a number of layers overlapping to create a compound curve. This van had a huge amount of rust repair, so I saved the walls. That's just what I do. I replaced both walls on the van, I saved the old panels, and now I'm gonna reuse them. The main reason I decided to use steel is because I have this slip roller from Eastwood, and I knew I could just cut a few strips and roll them right into shape. This is a slip roller. The idea is it takes sheet metal and makes coils out of it. The idea is there'll be a series of these that overlap each other and change their angle, and then I'll trim it all back. So the first step is obviously this one right here, because we want it to be bigger than the rest. My whole process in everything is just figuring it out. You know, point A to point Z is in a zigzaggy direction. These rear corners are pretty challenging, but I feel like it's gonna work out. The hardest part for me was figuring out how all these pieces were going to come together in this compound curve. Once I had the top and the bottom panels in, I knew filling in the rest was going to happen. I used a whole bunch of screws to hold this thing in place. I tack welded it and really just finished it off with the hammer until it looked as smooth as I could get it. So you can see this side is the overlaps. It's not that big a deal. There's still plenty of room back here. And I could have gone about this like 100 different ways, but this took about 20 minutes and I used up some scrap metal in the process. Just trying to figure some stuff out. I don't know what more to say about it. I'm told that this foam will stretch to the contour of this. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put 2 layers of foam in here because I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible. I don't want it to look faceted or choppy. The whole idea with my plan of attack is that 2 layers of foam and then the headliner material should smooth out all the rough edges. And we won't know until it's all glued up. I got this spray adhesive that works like paint. You put it in a spray gun and it works like magic. It's super strong, it stinks amazingly, and it's a lot of fun. I cut out the headliner material, glued it up, and it's time to put it on. We'll see what happens. something about the way I work. It's just I go increasingly faster. As soon as I'm comfortable with something, I just move on it. And I think that's how I'm so productive. The way that this glue setup and everything has come together, this is happening. So if you look close, you can see these lines through here. In an effort to minimize that, I'm gonna put one more layer of foam on. Definitely better than it was when it was a piece of metal, that's for sure. This is the headliner material. I'm gonna use the end of the roll in case I mess up. This stuff's a little dirtier than the rest of it. Some kind of material laminated to the foam on this headliner, so it might stretch differently. Everything worked out with the foam and the upholstery. It's time to put it in and see if it actually looks right. See, it's a perfect corner. That is deluxe. After I got this quarter nailed, I was excited to see how some vinyl looks next to this headliner material. I took the piece that surrounds the rear door and started with that. I put it in the sheet metal brake. It seemed like it fit perfect, so I went ahead and glued it, foamed it, and then went to the vinyl. The whole issue with this process is once you've glued up the vinyl, it's like a giant sticker. So if you fold it wrong, it's ruined. I don't know if you ever used a sticker that big, but this is pretty daunting. I just kind of felt it. I don't know, I used the force. I went out of my body for a moment, looked at it from 6 different angles, and committed. All the fabric I'm putting in the interior is pretty much a background tone. I really want the wood that I'm using to be the highlight. My friend Nate, he's a cabinet maker. He's an expert in his field, and I'm gonna have him help me design the dashboard.
Hey Ian, what's up?
Working on getting this dashboard situated.
Right.
See all this stuff I'm building out in wood is pretty simple, but I need something really cool. I know you're a cabinet maker, and I want to do something that's really special. Like you walk in the door, and this is the main entryway.
Right.
The whole concept with the dashboard is going to be like a wood structure. I want it to have cup holders, lights, bells, whistles. This is the focal point of the whole interior.
Okay, cool. So we want to go like the old school van used to have the cup holder in the middle, except larger version type
Exactly.
of thing?
See, the engine's under here, so
Right.
the whole thing is just going to sit in somehow, not fasten down. That way I can still get to the motor. I could just take this thing off.
Okay.
But I'm thinking like these dimensions, you know, this kind of angled shape, about this tall, and really the sky's the limit.
Well, I'll sit down and draw a few versions of it for you, and I'll come back and we can discuss it some more and go from there.
I don't even think you have to draw me a version.
Really?
I think you should just build it. I know you got kind of an artsy thing going. You're a musician. I hear you guys next door. So just like build your cup holder, man. Build something you think is badass, and I'll
Okay.
use it.
And you can hear us next door?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't even need to use the radio. Cool, man. Well, I'll be here. So let me know. Thanks. After going to that van show, Don has not stopped talking about his old ride. He's got an old Dodge van in the back lot, and he's been doing nothing but talking about getting that thing back on the road.
I bought it from a neighbor probably 10 years ago. He had it for many, many, many years.
The whole concept was get all the mechanical stuff back in order, give it a good cleaning, and put it on the road. But we just started digging through it, and we found some really interesting artifacts.
Did you see the book that was in this?
It's still got some magic. This was inside. This is the real deal. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Whoever owned this was definitely a van head. He's got custom van books, all kinds of owner's manuals. I mean, this dude was on it. He was all about the van. Don's van is really a time capsule. It's the way it was built in the 70s. You know, you're pulling stuff out of this van, and it doesn't happen anywhere else other than the 1970s, Van Nuys Boulevard. It's cool, man. Let's get to it. cool thing about Don's van is I wouldn't change a thing. You know, looks like it was done in the 70s, and that's why we didn't want to change it. You know, I would drive this thing every day. This van was pretty crusty. The one redeeming factor is there's no rust. You know, this thing was sun-dried, but I think that was the saving grace. It's got the shaggiest of carpet. This thing's a disco inferno. I think one of the reasons this van was parked was because the exhaust manifold was broken. You don't know that until you start it. Cast iron exhaust manifold's a pretty challenging weld. We're choosing to arc weld this manifold because Don has these nickel electrodes, and that's the proper thing for welding cast iron. You got an arc welder and the right stuff. The whole thing about arc welding is there's no gas like in MIG welding. There's no wire that feeds, so you're literally just burning the electrode, and then this coating on it is the flux, for lack of a better term. But it works on cast iron. It was a good thing that the manifold needed some attention, because it ended up putting new gaskets through the intake, the exhaust, you know, right out the back. Everything's freshened up, runs great.
No smoke?
No nothing.
Well, let's drive it.
The big charge in helping Don out with his projects is, you know, these are things that he totally loves. That's why he has all this stuff. And seeing each one come back to life is really rewarding. You know, you see his eyes light up because he remembers when it was actually working, you know, and here he is right back in it. Don's stoked. He's like Mr. Van in 1969 all over again. I think it's bringing him back a few decades, and he's feeling good. So this whole vinyl interior thing is coming together pretty cool. All the panels are pretty much mocked up. I just have to do this last one and then skin the doors. I've made panels that fit inside every area that's going to be exposed. Got that board with foam and vinyl on it. So it's got the dashboard. I think the silver paint works great with this dark burgundy color. I'm really stoked. It just makes it look luxurious. The whole concept with the interior of this is like pirate ship. I've been thinking about that for a while. Something kind of classy, boat-inspired, definitely outlaw. That's the whole van thing. I just thought I might put some kind of a nicer finish rolled edge on this thing so it doesn't just look like a hard square. But when I was buying this material, I bought a wrong piece. And this one must be like for a doorstop or something. But I think it'll work perfect for that rolled edge I was looking for. I'm doing what I can with what I got. Interior dudes can go off on this thing and spend a year on the interior. You know, I'm trying to do something that's feasible for this work play vehicle. The whole idea is that this fabric just makes a little bit more of a presence on the front edge. See that? This looks a little more rich. Definitely looks cool. Got an idea. These doors are pretty rough, and to body work and finish them, to paint them would really be a huge time-consuming process. So I think I'm just gonna glue vinyl over them. You know, so far, anything that needs to be bitten, licked, or chewed on, he's like all over it. I couldn't ask for a better assistant in the licking and chewing department. Come on. It's time for glue, and you know what that does to you. You lose all your composure. This looks really great. I love the way the dashboard came out.
Hey, Ian, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on? What do you got?
Hey, you know, you kind of left the artistic impression up to me on this thing, and
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in recycling anything and everything I can get wood-wise, especially when it comes upon, you know, some good hardwood. So
Exactly the channel we're on here too.
and this is Ipe wood. It's from South America. They use it on decking a lot. And what this is a piece of handrail that came off a deck that was redone. So I got 3 or 4 pieces of this, and I was thinking that we would use this as the cap for the handrail on that thing.
Nate stopped by, showed me this recycled piece of wood that he has, and it's gonna work out perfect. Yes, I'm totally down with that. That
Okay.
sounds great.
Cool.
So what you're saying is that this will actually be the cup holder in here?
Yeah, we'll drill right into the top of that and create your cup holders.
Okay. You got a plan.
I got a plan.
The roof skin is the largest panel. It's the biggest challenge in the whole deal, especially because it's hanging upside down. It's got to be screwed together right, and I don't want it to buckle or look lousy. Because the roof is hanging upside down, there's a pretty good chance for it to warp because all the pressure point is hanging on the screw heads. I put some metal strips along each side of the panel that should help give it strength. All this is a hemmed edge. You can see is a sheet metal panel that comes around the edge. That way it's just a lot stronger. This is a pretty simple scenario. You have your backing board, you glue some foam on, glue vinyl, and staple the backside. It leaves a pretty generic looking panel. I got this idea that's gonna spice it up a bit. Got all these wooden slats. I think it offsets the color pretty cool. They're gonna be roughly a foot, 16 inches apart. The whole idea is the strips go lengthwise down the sides and the roof. It just makes it look cool, I don't know. There's gonna be wood strips every 16 inches. I mean, there's gonna be wood on the roof, there's gonna be wood on the walls. I might even put some outside, maybe even wooden rims. That would be ridiculous. The devil's in the details, just getting the rest of these interior parts installed. Got to give respect to all the guys who do interior stuff. This is a very simple design, and it's really a workout. You may ask yourself, how does one guy hold a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet on the ceiling? Don had a pile of firewood, so I screwed a piece of firewood to a 2x4. Got to adapt and overcome. It's the only way. This is what I'm thinking. If I sit here, and then I stick this right here, holds it up. That's using your hand. One of the last things I need to do on this van is probably the most gnarly. I gotta cut the glass, and it's like, who knows what could happen. In an effort to do everything myself as usual, I decided I was going to take on the challenge of cutting the glass, and it has proven to be quite an art form that I'm not very proficient in. I thought that cutting this glass would be a pretty good challenge, and it has been. I made templates for all the windows. This is the windshield, basically a mirror, driver side, passenger side. I bought a huge sheet of glass, and I've been slowly but surely destroying it, trying to learn how to cut this stuff properly. There's a plastic laminate between 2 panels of glass. That's what this safety glass is. So the plastic is pretty tough. The idea being when the window breaks, it doesn't shatter all over you. The way you cut the glass is you score both sides with the glass cutter, crack it, and then put some flammable liquid. I was using denatured alcohol. You light it on fire and melt the plastic. The guy at the glass shop didn't want to do this job for me. It's part of the reason I ended up doing it. He had an issue with an employee who spilled the denatured alcohol all over himself and didn't realize how flammable it was. You don't want to light yourself on fire. There it goes, all by itself. Ta-da! So the last step in this whole process is finishing off the edges. You want to pretty much polish them because any imperfections in the edge could cause a stress point, which will crack the glass in the end. Found the easiest way to rough out the shape is with this diamond wheel. It's for cutting tile. Has like little pieces of diamond fused onto this metal disc. But if you just write about it, it works pretty efficiently. Getting the glass in was the last thing. Now this thing's weather tight. Interior's in, the van is ready to roll. The van's together. I got the airbags in, it's a driver. The big secret it's hiding is it's my old work truck. It's a 1988 GMC pickup truck. From the radiator to the gas tank, I modified the whole thing and put this international body over it. So it drives like a modern vehicle. It's got a Vortec V6 with a manual 5-speed. Airbags all around, it's a bitchin' ride. I got the seats back from Jack. They look sweet. It was his whole design with these stitched ribs and the grommets. I saw a seat he had there, and it translated perfectly to these two shapes. I chose this kind of oxblood color vinyl for the interior because I just thought it would look rich. You know, the exterior of the van is pretty mellow, but when you look inside, it's pretty special. My friend Nate made this cool console-like bar thing. It's just one of the things when you walk in, it's the focal point. You know, it's a really nice piece of furniture. This thing is immaculate. It's better than anything I could have made. I spent a lot of time on the structure of the fold-down walls. I wanted them to be very usable, so this whole hinge and steel mechanism I came up with has proven to work well. The whole concept with this van is its usability. You know, it's not a show car. So the back is set up to load and carry whatever, or you can hang out in it. That's the whole idea with this. It's a utility vehicle. It's one thing to work by yourself, but a project like this, it couldn't come around this quickly without some help from some good friends.
He works outside the box so much. I don't think Ian's ever seen the inside of the box. He has no limitations. You're never going to see an end to his creativity. His creativity is what he feeds off of, and that's the best fuel for any fire anybody could ever have.
I saw a quote, it was attributed to Jerry Garcia. It said, you don't want to simply be the best at what you do. You want to be the only one that does what you do. And really that, you know, it's kind of something I've just stuck in my head.
Right now on Full Custom Garage, Master Metalman Ian Rousell attempts to create a wild bubble top on a 62 Thunderbird.
This bubble top is kind of the holy grail of fabrication. It's pretty mysterious. It's definitely delicate. I mean, these cars have a history of being like top-notch attention getters.
But Ian's eccentric client isn't going to make it easy.
The crazy thing about working with Victor is he's always pushing me.
Then I walk up and I said, Ian, crank it up. Let's take it to the limit.
Yes, Captain. Taking it to the limit, as requested.
And with the pressure on,
the whole thing's collapsing.
Ian pays a visit to legendary car customizer Gene Winfield.
Every day is a school day. Even Albert Einstein, he said that you learn every day, and the day you stop learning, you start to die.
And later, as Ian continues the build, the project expands in all directions.
This is a perfect example of how I work. A venture into the unknown. I got a couple ideas, a couple of hints. It's time to make it happen. Victor started off as his client. I would do random modifications on his cars, and he's become my biggest patron. The dude, I don't know how many cars I've built for him, but if you look at the examples of where this man goes, his cars are top-notch.
Ian, throughout our relationship, has been able to achieve anything I ever wanted to do. The guy's got an imagination that I've never met anybody that has like his way of thinking. Everything we do is art. These are not cars, these are works of art, they're sculptures.
Victor's cars are full custom stuff, really artsy, and he trusts me to just go off with my own designs, and if they work, he follows through with it. Otherwise, we just collaborate on a lot of stuff. Victor and I are up at this car show up north, and this dude's got the king bubble top of all bubble tops. Apparently, it's the biggest one in the world. This car is out of control. Victor says he wants one, and I gotta pull it off.
So I said, you know what? Let's go home and start.
Victor is nonstop about wanting this bubble top. He's chewing my ear off about it. And I'm thinking the quickest way to get there is to use one of our old projects. We got this old T-Bird, never got finished. I think it'll be a perfect candidate. This T-Bird project, in my idea, was like a speedboat with wheels. It was this crazy motorized transformer-type Thunderbird. And Victor just wasn't happy with it. He wanted to take it further, and it just stalled out.
The reason why I picked the Thunderbird, looking at the car, I knew I wanted to do something crazy with it.
The cool factor about this car is it's radically customized. The whole rear has been cut off and remade. It's got a wild lift-up cockpit. The hood is reversed. It's on air suspension. To take this car further is really like out of control. I consider it done. Victor just wants more. Our work is evolving. We've finished a lot of cars, and then he has me cut them apart again. The first task in this whole bubble top adventure is figuring out how to heat up the plastic. The first task in this whole bubble top adventure is figuring out how to heat up the plastic. The only hints I have at this are some pretty obscure writings about how Ed Roth did it. Some folks say a pizza oven. Other people have talked about like electric heating elements. The real challenge here is figuring out how to heat up a huge amount of square feet of plastic at an even rate. I got a couple ideas using some sheet metal, some plywood, and angle iron with a masonry board as insulation. I need to build an oven big enough to heat this thing. So what I ordered was 2 different thicknesses of plywood. The heavier stuff will be the form for the Lexan when we inflate it. The thinner stuff is for the walls. And the masonry board is insulation, and the galvanized steel is just something hopefully to reflect the heat and protect all of it. The loose factor about this oven is there's no way to test it except to do it. So I'm gonna build it, fire it up, see what happens. We're gonna build a frame to hold these masonry sheets, and then cut the plywood and sheet metal to match. The cool factor of this whole bubble top thing is like, I've seen this since I was like 8, 10 years old. You know, these cartoons of cars with crazy plastic roofs. How the heck do they do that? I've always wanted to find out. Every project I do, I'm really just trying to push my skills. This plastic experiment is really next level. I've never tried anything like it, and it's a huge challenge. That's all the sheet metal panels. Next is the dusty part. I don't know how dirty this is gonna get, but let's see. After about 12 or 15 sheets, we should have a nice mess going. There's a lot of options on how to go about creating this thing. I really could just farm it out to a plastics company and be done with it, but that's not how I work. I want to figure this thing out and make it my own. Get my playpen, spend some time. See, so by putting the screw through this way, it grabs the plywood, sandwiches the whole thing together. All I have to do is put in 5 million screws. I mean, the real cool factor about the bubble tops is that it was completely custom. It wasn't seen on anything else. It was handmade for each particular vehicle. Well, now that these little sandwich panels are made, they need to be retained in the angle iron structure. So I think I'm just gonna put 3 uprights on each side. That way it'll all kind of flex, but it definitely won't fall apart. Next step is to take the rest of the angle iron and create a perimeter frame that'll be for the lid. The lid's gonna be a few different sandwiched pieces. It all kind of has to fit together, so I'm just gonna finish up the heavy welding here and bring it to the location. The rest is all screws and wood. We're out at Victor's place. We got the big oven here. I'm gonna try to make like a teardrop shape. I've read about different plastics and each one has its own characteristics. I've settled on this acrylic sheet plexiglass. It's 3/8 inch thick and it's a 5 foot by 8 foot sheet. The plastic needs something to hold it in shape while it's heating up. This whole idea with the backboard and the retaining ring is really just to keep a solid base. So the edges remain perfectly flat and the interior part of it will heat up and expand. My idea with this base plate is that we could blow 4 or 5 different roofs and they would all be successful. They'd be interchangeable and Victor could just pick the one he liked. I'm creating a balloon with wood and plastic components. I'm trying to make it airtight. The silicone is going to help seal it. Silicone looks like it's sealed. All the air fittings are in place. Got everything screwed together. Big challenge trying to figure out how to heat this thing up. I'm just hitting walls with it. I'm talking with Victor about it.
And he said, well, we need some igniters or elements. I said, I got some perfect elements. Let me just finish cooking my steaks.
I guess his family barbecues a lot. You know, they have big family events, go on vacation. They do a lot of motorhome camping. And they got these 2 huge commercial barbecue grills, and he thinks that it's gonna make it happen. Victor and I share a lot of the same characteristics. I think this barbecue thing might just be too much. He's convinced it's gonna work. All I have to do is prove it. Each grill has 2 propane tanks, so we'll have 4 5-gallon propane tanks, which should be plenty of capacity. As long as these guys get that volume of air warmed up, it should work. All you can do is try. We're either gonna have the right amount of heat or not enough. We'll see. I built this whole oven without the lid on. So we're here, we're doing this, and it occurs to me that with the lid on, you can't see anything inside the box. That's a problem. I used to work in a foundry, and they had this huge kiln, and it had this perfect porthole that you could look into it. So I'm just gonna cut a hole in the box and make the same little door that I saw on this kiln. Got a couple portholes cut in the thing, got a couple barbecue grills. We're just going for it. It makes some heat. Let's put the lid on. In keeping with the low-tech approach, I've got some plumbing pipe, a simple gauge, and some air fittings. The idea is to just create a controlled air source to inflate this thing. Target temperature for this is 375 degrees to get the plastic that hot. I had the idea that this laser thermometer would be a perfect way to check out the temperature, and yeah, the readings are consistent, it's heating up, and it seems like it's gonna happen. Pretty weird. This huge sheet of plastic, as it heats up, is starting to deform. It's getting like all wobbly looking, and just putting a little bit of air pressure in it.
And just strategically putting the air in and heating it up, and I walk up out of coming from a project that I was on, and I said, Ian, crank it up, let's take it to the limit.
Yes, Captain, taking it to the limit, as requested. That didn't work. Shut her down. I turned my head for a second, and it was like, what was that?
Within 2 minutes, the thing started tweaking and blowing, and I could see the look on Ian's face, like, what the hell did you make me do now?
Shut everything off, it's gonna melt the plastic real bad. A quick turn around, peeking in the hole, I can't even see what's going on. I'm seeing sheet metal. I don't know what's going on because the whole thing appears to have collapsed. The whole thing's collapsing. I don't know what to do. I stuck my arm back in the oven to hold the thing up and kind of get a look, and it's just destroyed. We gotta lift the lid up and see what went wrong. It looks like the metal and everything tore right out of the roof of the box. It tore off the lid.
So we actually damaged and warped the first mold. I said, you know, just crank the pressure on it. That was the wrong thing to do, but hey, it's a good story.
This thing was twice as big before this broke. So what happened was he lost air pressure and it shrunk. What a bummer. To most people, this thing looks like an utter failure. I'm gonna work through it. This directly relates to my process because I don't know what I'm working with. Most of the time, I don't know where I'm going. So this is where it failed. It ripped off of the backer board. You can see it's all jacked up on one side. But what this does is it proves that the theory works. This whole process is pretty mysterious. The only guy I can think of to talk to about it is Gene Winfield. Gene Winfield is one of the old school custom car guys. He's been doing this since the 50s. He's been there, he's seen it all. And if I need some advice, he's the go-to guy.
Well, I was glad to see Ian come up here today and ask me some questions about blowing a bubble. I've done it, you know, of course, over and over for the years and years that I've been building cars. I do metal shaping seminars all over the world, actually. I want to teach people and keep this thing going. Every day is a school day. Even Albert Einstein, he said that you learn every day, and the day you stop learning, you start to die.
When I saw your oven, that's what I dug about it, because it's like, wait a second,
so
I
simple.
could do this.
That's right.
And literally, you just have a pipe with holes drilled in it, and you light it on fire. You light the gas.
Well, we made that when I was doing Blade Runner. I built 25 cars for the movie Blade Runner, and they had windshields, but they weren't really complex shapes, you know, they just had a little curve to them and stuff like that. So we built plugs and draped them over there, and it worked really
And that was
slick.
all just acrylic, regular plexiglass?
Yeah. Then when I did Back to the Future 2, you know, I did the Ferrari, what we call the Ferrari. We had to buy special, it was gray, smoke gray, but we had to buy 5 foot wide material.
Just seeing Gene's shop and all of his projects, it really gets me charged up. I mean, I want to build some cool stuff, and just seeing people who really push your brain to the next level, this is a great experience. That's really the whole inspiration for my project, was seeing you and your team pull this off down at Rich's shop.
Yeah. I built the Pacifica originally for Ford Motor Company, 1962 and 3, and it went in the Ford Custom Car Caravan all over the U.S. So then I wanted the engine under glass, so I built a mold, and I changed the mold 2 or 3 times until I had it just right, and then it worked out pretty good.
One tip that Gene gave me, which I have seen, is keep the temperature even, you know? Be really careful about how this thing heats up, because if you get a hot spot, it's gonna deform. So I guess it's keep the air pressure low, keep the temperature up,
Yep.
and just
Put,
be cool with it,
put your
right?
manila folder in there so it doesn't hit directly on the hot plexi. I use a manila folder, and I cut it into kind of a diamond or star shape and staple it down, so when the air hits it, it distributes the air evenly in all directions.
Everything I've done was really by the seat of my pants. But after talking with Gene, he gave me a few tips, and he's been successful time and again, so this makes me think I can get this. When I saw you with the bubble top, it's like, I've been thinking about this since I was 15 years old. And it's like, that's how you do it. Right, it's like, this is like, you know, no vacuum machine, no nothing.
Right. I think that Ian's a real good craftsman. He's up and coming, and he's going to do a fabulous job. And I think he's going to go back and rework that bubble and redo it again, and it'll come out fine for that T-Bird. Shouldn't be a problem.
After talking to Gene for a while and really just coming to understand his process of doing things, it really parallels mine. It's like a real do-it-yourself attitude. So seeing what he's pulled off, I think I could do this. The whole wooden structure is upsized. It's thicker than it was. The idea is it won't distort. I strengthened everything. I used this heavier angle iron, put a complete perimeter frame around. I threw cross members to hold the center down. The fender washers around the perimeter, they're gonna hold the wood in place. The steel is gonna hold the whole thing together. It's like a big, heavy unit. Just gotta keep this plastic under control. It's heavier than it's ever been. We got wheels on the gantry, so we can just lift the lid into place, no struggling, no error. I set up areas to put a little temperature gauge. I put an air pressure gauge on the inlet, just to try to keep the air a little stiller. I don't know if it'll have any effect, but I just put a couple masonry boards to close up the air gap on the front and on two sides of it. I put some marks inside the box to help out. I didn't know how big the thing was. I was looking at a screw on the wall and just trying to gauge how far down it was. As I understand, the whole deal is even temperature and inflating it so the thing doesn't tear. You want it to be consistent all the way across the surface. The ovens are pretty much where they were, but we never had them even. They were just kind of laid in there, so I put them equal distance from the walls. Propane tanks are full. All the burners I took and made sure that they're all working properly. Game plan from the start for me is to slowly heat it. Preheat it to about 200 degrees, and in 10-minute increments, raise the temperature. Get it up to 300 over the course of a half an hour, and let it soak. This whole thing is an experiment, so obviously we want to get this thing completed, but it's really a learning experience, and we're going to keep going. Victor's a funny guy about the way he builds stuff. He'll paint a car 5 times until he's satisfied. Unbeknownst to me, the car is painted. This T-Bird is really like an evolving piece for him, and he's finished it to a certain degree. I think he's just trying to get the final exterior look. I think if I just put a bubble top on it, this sucker's finished. From the start, Victor wanted to see what's going on inside. I'm crawling around the ground, peeking in. I got my little system, so he brings out his great-grandfather's family heirloom mirror.
We couldn't really see. We were looking underneath, and it's pretty warm. I said, let's get some mirror. You want to use this? This is passed down for 10 generations. That's how committed I am to the cause. I might lose my heritage, but we got a bitchin' bubble top.
He found a way to squirm a mirror in there somewhere so he could check out what's going on.
I put it underneath, and actually we were able to see the bubble being blown. Don't tell my wife I used it, but you know, in fact, thanks for reminding me, I'm gonna go put it back inside and wrap it back up.
I think it brought a bit of good luck. My plan is working. The slow heat, the low pressure, it's not over 3 PSI at any point. It's very low air pressure, and the thing is taking a great shape. It's the best one yet. There's none of that weird deformity like we had on the first try. Thing looks freaking smooth, man. It's nice. Lifting the lid up, this is a home run. It looks like magic. It's better than I hoped. Look at the radius on the front of this, man. It stood up really good. My whole life has led up to this, my entire career. Look at the freaking front, dude. It's like, bing. We set it on the car, and the contour, front to back, it's a part of the car already. I think that's the top. I think that's the right bubble for this car. That's perfect. It's perfect. This thing's on the car for 15 minutes. Everybody's praising it, you know, wow, yeah, that was a great experience. Victor wants to go bigger. He wants something better than this.
When I seen it come out, I said we achieved our goal. And if we were normal people, we would say, all right, let's get the hell out of here. We're done, but we're not.
Technically, bigger means more heat, more air pressure, a little more time in the oven. And we've already proven that that amounts to disaster. But Victor wants more. We were really successful with this last dome we inflated. The proportions are dead on. Talking with Victor, he wants to max it out. That's how he rolls. We're gonna just push it hotter than ever and more pressure than ever. We're gonna get the biggest shape we can out of the box that we have. I'm following the same procedure as the other times. This time though, I'm gonna let it cook a lot longer. The way this one's coming together, this one seems to be coming out the smoothest of all of them. I just don't want to get it too close to the flame because that's certain death. It's still pretty nerve-wracking. There's uncharted territory. How hot can you go? How much pressure can you put in? We'll see how hot it gets. This bubble is enormous. It's getting so close to the barbecue grills. My plan is to turn off the heat and then hit the air. That way there's no flame. It's just hot air. Houston, we have a problem. All right, let's try to cool it. I think we could save it, but it's definitely giving out. See the edge is all warped out? Yeah, we got trouble. Fudge. I didn't realize how much force such a low pressure of air could exert. It's really crazy how steel and wood are deforming under the air pressure. I don't know how this is gonna work out. It's on the flange, which is kind of a bummer, so the flange will have a little warp in it. Similar to the first failure, just not as drastic. Well, we just gotta cool it off, so I raise the lid and let some air circulate. I'm just holding it at 3 PSI. Raising up the chain hoist, and the thing looks sweet. It's enormous. Better than I hoped. I think it's over 2 feet tall. That's real good. It's quite a dome we've got there. You can see here, there's a little wackiness, but all in all, I think it's usable. It's pretty substantial. 22 inches. The other one was just under 16, so that's a pretty significant increase. So we're putting this thing on the car, but it's big. And you stand back and look at the thing. It's for a different car. It's too tall for this one.
When I seen it come out, and I went back to like we could do anything, and we're gonna try to stretch it even further.
So this whole mission of heating and inflating the plastic, that was like a fraction of where we're going with this. We got the bubble top, now we're gonna build a car that's suitable for it. Victor's pushing, he's pushing it. He wants more. We're sitting there checking the car out, thinking about ideas, and he comes up with this spinning bubble top.
I said, okay, Ian, this one's gonna spin, go up and down and spin.
Yeah. Victor's talking about all these ridiculous concepts. He came to the right guy. This is what I do. I'm totally on board. Victor just wanted me to get this concept as quickly and as inexpensively as possible. Just prove that it works so we can go forward. Since there's no bubble top rotating supply hardware surplus store that I can think of, my friend Bill, he's got a pile of old junk. I think I can make something happen. I'm looking for any kind of steel tube that will telescope. It just needs to work like a power antenna almost, or even any kind of antenna where they telescope and get progressively taller. The whole idea is you have multiple sleeves and it should be incredibly strong. So my thought was there would be like a sprocket with some kind of a motor over here, with a chain drive maybe, and it spins the whole deal. Just in the way I'm picturing this mechanism working, I think it'll need like 3 or 4 concentric tubes. I'm thinking just to save space and be ridiculously strong. It has to be super heavy duty. I don't know how much weight's gonna be on here, but the leverage on the pivot pin is gonna be incredible. If I made this into a U shape, like a saddle, and I could put a pivot through here, so it would be sitting like that, and then it would tilt up and down and swivel around. It'd be kind of like a mechanical bull almost. We could buy anything, hydraulics, motors, whatever. I just gotta see if this thing has the capacity to perform. To get this whole deal to spin, I'm thinking some kind of a chain drive would be good, because It really gives you the opportunity to move the motor further away from the whole pivot assembly. This is what I'm using. Bottom line is, this is such a crazy concept. I just gotta throw it together, low budget, quick and dirty, and prove that it works. When I'm just setting it up here in the car, I realize that the car's in the way. I gotta cut out a huge chunk of the automobile to make this design work. Victor was so proud of this paint job with the gold leaf, you know, it was a really hot looking car. So I sent him a piece of it. You know, it's just, that was his favorite paint job, so I wanted him to keep a piece of it. My original concept was to have this lift like on a hydraulic ram or something, but there's just no room. You can see how much room you have now, but when you drop the car, the cool factor is this car's on airbags. It's a huge amount of weight that's just dropping on the floor. I think I'm gonna use that to my advantage. The only way I think I can make this move is by actually using the differential as a pusher. As the car drops, the differential lifts this mechanism up. Like a landing gear kind of thing. As the car settles, the thing automatically opens. I cut out the body, and then I have to fit this outer bearing sleeve. It's working out good because it will weld right to the cross member that I put in for the airbags years ago. Everything seems like it's coming together. It's pretty simple. I just keep sliding these tubes in, raising and lowering the suspension, and trimming them to fit. This saddle isn't really working on its own. It's designed to work with the leverage of the big dome attached to it. So I'm putting this rod on to simulate the leverage that's going to be there in the end. Prepare to lift. So what's happening is you can see that this is rising out of the back of the car. And then it hits the pivot. I said, and then it hits the pivot. No, I think it's just jammed. Right? That's pretty cool. And then it comes down. The whole deal with this is just greasing up everything. It's rusty, dirty metal. As soon as I sanded it a bit, put grease on it, it smoothed right out. Oh, look, it's way smoother. I'm stoked. This thing is working better. Every time I raise it, it smooths out a little more. To the layman, this could seem pretty sketchy, but I call it a success. I had this in my brain and it's actually functioning. That's cool. The up and down motion is working perfect, but we're not out of the woods yet. I really want this thing to rotate. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. The next step is making a support ring to hold the acrylic dome. It's really a no-brainer. It's just some 1x3 heavy wall rectangle tube. The whole plan with the shape of this ring is to use the wooden backboard from the original oven. That way I'm sure that the contour matches this plastic bubble. The hardest part about this is going to be this really tight radius at the front. I think what I'm going to do is put the tube on the roller and create a gradual arc like it is through here. The thing with the bender is it makes perfect circles. This is kind of an ellipse, sort of like a spiral. So I'm going to have to take that circular shape and tweak it. It's got a couple different radiuses in it. I'm going to have to put the saw to use. I'm going to have to just slice every inch or so and kind of fold in a tight radius for these corners. So the whole deal here is you can see how it was, but by slicing it, see, it makes a tighter radius. And the whole idea is to just keep trimming it to fit. I'm gonna TIG weld all of this because it's gonna be a lot less finish work. It doesn't have a big built-up bead like the MIG welder, so it takes a little longer, but the finish time will be reduced because you'll see there's gonna be a ton of welds on this. See where it's at. It's darn close. I just got to put a piece in. What I'm going to do is sleeve these tubes inside so that it's a very strong join at the front where they come together. And then back here, I'm going to put some kind of a huge support plate that'll match onto that saddle there. Once I put the plastic on here, I'll just go through with a series of holes and put some kind of a rubber grommet. That way the metal is never touching the plastic. It's just suspended in like a rubber bushing. I knew I was gonna hit a wall somewhere in this project. The thing with the motor gear drive, I knew was gonna be a hassle. Yeah, so this motor needs a lot of room. I knew that this motor was gonna be a pretty big setup in the car, so I just cut out a bunch of sheet metal and then I just went in for the simple lift mechanism. This thing is working, you know, it leaves room for development, of course, but hey, look, it's happening, right? It's a little loose, but it's working. The ring that I've created to attach to this monstrosity is a 1x2 inch steel rectangular ring. Met them up in the center with about an 8-inch piece. And then here on the back, I threw it on the car and I mated it up to that big heavy saddle piece. This is the part with the pivot. And then I threw some supports along the side of that, and then a couple outriggers so that it's got a little more grab on the tube. The thing weighs about 60 pounds, and it's roughly 5 foot wide by 8 foot tall, and I'm hooking it up to an Angry motor. Victor and I have done enough projects to know that his cars are gonna get cut up. It's just what happens. I'm just gonna chop a hole in the doors, modify that, set the ring down. You know, it makes it part of the car instead of just stacked on top of it. This whole thing is in its conceptual stage. These bubbles are so delicate, I don't want to ruin one of the keepers. I brought the damaged one to try out. That way, if it fails, no loss. So it's still not perfect, but it's working. As long as it lifts this plastic and spins it, I think we're going to Victor's. On to the finish. Literally, this car lifts up and spins around. It's awesome. You've never seen that before. Probably for a reason. Oh, it spun itself off of that block. It's kind of half carnival ride, half Thunderbird. I got it working. It's still kind of loose, but it definitely demonstrates Victor's concept perfectly. So it totally works. I'm gonna take it down to Victor and see what he thinks. Okay, I got this car back to Victor's. We'll see what he thinks about it. There's a couple small issues, but all in all, I think we're gonna work through it. It's really tough to say how Victor's gonna respond to this. I know he likes to far out stuff, but I also know he likes to see things delivered properly. I pull in with the trailer and I see Victor. He's not really jumping for joy, let's say that. The car shows up, it's half disassembled, there's a bunch of foam stuck to it.
When I first saw the car, I seen it was in the rough state. I want a system that will open up and rotate and be safe and secure. So that's what we talked about, and that's what I'm hoping to see today.
It's all there. It's proven to work. So that's kind of where we're at. I just need you to make a decision on whether you'd like it to spin or not.
How fast is it going up and how fast is it rotating?
It rotates too fast.
Like how fast is too fast?
Like it wanted to kill somebody. So let me show you the rotation. I'll ask you to stand back when I turn it on.
He put it on and it was rotating like very fast. He almost took off my head a couple times.
But just seeing this wild concept got his brain going in a whole new direction. Accomplishing this bubble top, I think I might have like blew a fuse or something in Victor's psyche because now he's really going off the deep end. He's talking about some wild concepts, and we're only at the beginning of this next stage.
On the next episode of Full Custom Garage, the bubble top goes out of this world as Ian and Victor take it to the next level.
I want it to be like a spaceship. It's already been built 2 times. What's one more time?
Some people would think of this abstract idea as like, what? And I'm like, yes, charge onward, we'll figure it out. I spent a couple seconds inside that dome and it's hot. So we're having vents in the front that'll vent the cabin and then vents in the back that'll exhaust it. My whole task here is creative metalwork and mad scientist inspiration. He's got pro body guy on the job, he's got a pro interior dude. I meet the guy and it turns out he's deaf. And Victor's like moving around, flailing his hands, this and that.
You know what? I move my hands and I'm a hand talker, if you could see, and we could communicate perfectly.
He's talking about making it look like this is like the main power source for the entire car. It's crystal powered spaceship.
I'm a subtle guy, if you could tell by my car.
We're on the final run of the whole game right here. And Victor comes up with another idea.
But now I said, Ian, we need a new element.
He wants to take it one step further, so we're gonna try something unique once more with the roof. I don't know exactly how we're gonna get there, but this car is gonna be amazing.